Well, hello and welcome to Aim for More, a podcast where we talk about restoring your God-given identity and renewing your God-given purpose through authenticity, insight, and mindfulness. I am your host, Dr. Karen Vanderhoff, and welcome to our new adventure. Well, we have a very special episode of Aim for More today. I am joined by a very special guest. This is Andrew Vanderhoff, and we've known each other for just a couple years because one of the benefits and bonuses I got when I married your dad was I got to know you and your siblings.
Yes.
So the first thing I need you to tell me and those who listen is, what was it actually like growing up the youngest of 5 Vanderhoff kids? Because I think you all have been putting on your best behavior, even though it's been over a year. I'm not sure I've gotten the real experience of the Vanderhoff clan.
Well, full transparency. By the way, I appreciate all that. I appreciate you saying I've been the best.
That's right.
But yeah.
You're the best youngest Vanderhoff. How about that?
There we go. That's better. But yeah, full transparency, and honestly, what it was like being the youngest of 5 siblings. I was kind of the rascal. I was the younger sibling that they would say would chase them around with a knife, or they'd want to lock out of the house. And,
are you the reason there's still a hole in the bathroom downstairs in the wall?
Yes, actually. I'm part of the reason.
I was just going to give you grief. It was actually you.
But yeah, I'm grown past that, moved on. But yeah, I was a little bit of a punk. I had to, what do they say? The littlest dog barks the loudest. I guess my siblings would probably say the same thing about me.
That's great.
But it was fun though, being the youngest of 5 siblings, 5 total. Yeah, a lot of fun memories. Learned a lot being the youngest.
Your house wasn't very quiet, was it?
No, not at all.
Yeah,
but got a memory in probably every single part of the house.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
And now you all have launched, and so the house is actually pretty quiet these days when you come back home. Yeah. And one of the things that I wanted you to share with our listeners is what you've learned. You're going into your 3rd year at Iowa State.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And you found a path you're really passionate about. I'll let you share about what you're studying. I'm curious what the first 2 years of college have taught you.
Yeah, that's a really thoughtful question. Everywhere from academically to socially, to personally, I've been pushed in every single area. But truth be told, nobody could have prepared me for what college was going to be like, except for my own experience.
Yeah.
And so how I have grown in the first 2 years have primarily been habits.
Okay.
So how am I going to start off the day to how am I going to finish the day? So I'm a big believer in circadian rhythm.
Okay.
And I'm not talking about the circadian rhythm of you wake up and you stare at the sun for 5 minutes to really waken you up and start a good habit of, waking up at the same time every day. I'm talking about the circadian rhythm of, if I'm going to start my day off for a morning walk or working out or making a really good breakfast for myself, okay, well then that's going to make my first class that much more productive because I already started off the day benefiting myself, if that makes sense. But it wasn't always that easy. Last year, it kind of became second nature to me to do some of that stuff. But first year, it was a struggle. Just being in the dorms, I don't think it's healthy for anybody.
No. If your freshman year was like mine, freshman year in the dorms, everything pushes you towards bad habits.
Yes.
Oversleeping and staying up too late, and it's loud and
hanging with the wrong crowd.
It can easily happen. But you took on something that I have no desire to do, but I know your family, including your dad and myself, were really, really impressed and proud of you completing. And that's you ran a marathon.
Yes, I did.
Which we didn't know if we were talking about that, but I'd love for you to share. Was that a big part of you wanting to develop these habits?
That was
It was hard. You worked so hard.
Yeah. That was kind of the top of the mountain, I guess you could say. I was in the valley looking on top, if that makes sense. That was a huge part of the journey of self-improvement that I was looking for. But yes, a lot of that decision and ambition to do that came around the very poor habits that I had my freshman year.
Okay.
So because I built those bad habits off the bat, some would say, I needed something that I knew would push myself and keep me away from doing some of those bad habits as well.
Well, it was really time consuming.
Yes, very time consuming. And at that certain point, just honestly, because I'm not ashamed to talk about any of it, the bad habits that I did have at that point, the sleeping in, the not taking school as seriously, the not doing things to benefit my health, training for the marathon.
They were all normal habits.
Well, yes, of course. But training for the marathon would contradict all of those bad habits and was a gateway for me to really focus on myself and just make good decisions that would shape me into who I wanted to be.
Sure. Now, for someone who's never going to run a marathon, what did it feel like to cross the finish line?
Oh, amazing. It was a lot of emotions. It was, yeah, the most gratitude I've ever felt in a moment.
Are you going to run another one?
Maybe. Yeah. I could see myself running another, but it's just it's an endless pursuit if you're looking for that to fulfill you and make you happy, if you know what I mean. Because the next day already, I'm a type of person where if I do something big that I set out for myself, okay, I finished it, that's great, but what's next?
Sure.
And so I really taking the time to appreciate it is where I struggle with sometimes, but it felt amazing. I mean, I would recommend to so many people just to try it out. Yeah. Step out of your comfort zone and
I love that.
And go for it.
And so that sets you up to have a completely different sophomore year.
Clean slate for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I knew first off what I was capable of if I set my mind to it.
Yeah.
Because I was told from a lot of other people, just do a half marathon, don't do a full, like you're not a distance runner, you're a sprinter. Go for the half.
Really were. You were a sprinter in high school.
I was,
really good one.
Yeah, but I
state champion. Don't be shy.
No, but yeah. Despite that, I still knew the work that needed to be put in to do it. And so after finishing that, now just knowing, okay, if I want to get a good grade in this class, this is what it's going to take. Break down the goal and you break that goal into habits and discipline and just doing the same thing over and over again. That's what it's all about. So
you've got a whole new class of freshmen moving in to Ames and other schools.
Yep.
It sounds like one of the things you would tell them is that the habits are going to shape whether or not they reach goals.
Yes.
But they should maybe even have some goals to begin with.
100%. I would recommend everybody to just have goals. It doesn't have to be in a physical or athletic sense. That was just something that I've always been passionate about, which I'll kind of tie into my major later. Yeah. But yeah, having goals is huge while you're working to get a degree, just creating goals in general, whether, I'm going to put myself out there more and find my group of people, or I want to complete this. It's just, I just can't stress enough. It's just so important. And I wish I would have found that out sooner, but glad I kind of did.
I got to ask you about this because what you did last year is completely counter to the normal college experience.
Yeah.
If you had been as disciplined your freshman year when living in the dorms as you were your sophomore year living in an apartment, and even none of the guys you were living with were doing this.
No.
You were doing this on your own.
Yeah.
You had to be kind of weird.
Yeah. It did feel weird, lonely at times, but
was it worth it to be weird?
Oh, 100% I'd say yes. There's nothing I would want to do, nothing more I would want to do than do the unnormal and stick out a little bit.
Yeah.
Because nowadays, in my opinion, it seems like sticking out is not going with the crowd. If you know what I mean, like it's so normalized, and this isn't a bad thing, but it's normalized to go out and party and do these other degenerate things that really are not benefiting yourself. And I'm not trying to sound super woke, but at the same time, I know from coming from that lifestyle that I was just talking about
Yeah.
to really focusing and ironing out all your issues and habits and addictions and just focusing on a goal and being a little bit weird.
Yeah. Well,
So
you and I have had these
yeah,
conversations, haven't we? Where
yeah,
I think your generation is maybe more willing to be weird, if you will.
hmm
There's a group of you who are pushing back against even some social media
yeah,
use and technology, and are pushing back against processed foods, and are
yeah,
pushing back against big pharma, are pushing back against staying up late all the time. And I know it started for you with athletic pursuits, but
yes,
it sounds like it dominoed into other areas of your life. You could not
hmm
run if you didn't get good sleep. You
yeah,
couldn't run if you didn't get good nutrition. You realize then, oh man, I can actually study better if my brain has the food and the
yeah,
sleep it needs. And so all of a sudden, everything else kind of clicked too. So
exactly.
somebody who's
Yep.
struggling with wanting to be weird,
Yeah.
they're recognizing, man, normal isn't working for me. How would you tell them to start, especially these freshmen coming in? What would you
Mhm.
tell them? Because there's a lot of pressure in the dorms.
Yes. Well, first off, I'd start by saying it's all going to be okay. It's all going to
That's true
work out.
too. Yes.
I mean,
Mistakes will be made
yes,
and it's okay.
mistakes will be made and they will happen, but I, I learn from the mistakes and
Yeah.
they're going to learn from their mistakes. But, ooh, I would start off just by saying, find your crowd.
Mm.
Um,
It takes
I
some work
mean,
too.
growing up, always told like you're going to be most like the 5 people you surround yourself
Yeah.
with. And that really is important. But
And you didn't find it right away either.
no, and I'm still working on it,
Hmm.
and it's difficult, but you find the people that you wanna surround yourself with in those environments.
Hmm.
So it's hard at a university, I would say, to the upcoming freshmen when you're in these concentrated areas that are very saturated with people who wanna be in nothing against frats, nothing
It's
against
okay.
sororities, because those are great brotherhood and sisterhood
Probably depends on which one you pick, though,
environments.
doesn't it?
Yes, but it's hard to find your people for who you want to be
Hmm.
when you're looking in those saturated areas. So I would just say, do what you want to do first. You know, be a little bit quote unquote weird, and yeah, I'd say you will meet your
Hmm.
people along the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. I love
Um,
that.
yeah,
So tell us a little bit about that's kind of your past 2 years.
yes,
I know you're actually more excited about your next 2 years.
I am.
You're going into your
Yes,
junior year.
yep,
You you always kind of knew you liked the health space,
yeah,
but you went through a couple of different majors, and now you've settled on one that you're really excited about it.
very very passionate about it.
Yeah.
Yes. So just to reiterate, you want me to talk about my
Yeah,
first
go ahead. Well, you
to
tell
how
people
I
what you're
kind of bounced
yeah,
around
tell people what
majors?
you're majoring in and how you got
Yes.
there.
So I'm majoring in healthcare management.
Mhm.
How I got there is from a story of being a junior in high school
Yeah.
at my grandparents' house. Uh, Not really knowing what I wanted to do, but I applied to Iowa State. Um, and I was just big into athletics and lifting at that time. So I was like, kinesiology is the only option for me. I didn't want to,
It is unfortunate that we're an
yes.
Iowa State
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
You couldn't have been Iowa?
It
Come
couldn't have
on.
been Iowa.
Why
No,
not?
no. Oh, just I don't know. I just like I said, I don't know if it was just God's plan or intuition. I just
It's
felt
a
something right with Ames
it's a
that I
good
didn't
school.
with
It's
Iowa
just black and
City.
gold look better on you. I'm sure of it.
Oh, I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know. I bleed red and yellow to the day I
Okay,
die. Yeah.
fine. Your dad does too.
But yeah, I mean, grew up watching Iowa State.
You've always been an
Just
Iowa State fan.
loved Ames.
Yeah.
Had track meets at Iowa
Yep.
State and just liked the town a lot.
And you should. It's a great
Yeah.
place.
So I started off doing kinesiology and
It's in the family, right? Your dad's a
yes,
PT, and so that was
so that
interesting.
it was kind of a buffer move, if you know what I mean. I didn't feel like I really was holding myself accountable because I had these values of already, being in good physical health, seeing the
Mhm.
importance of that, and I was coasting on that alone. I wasn't
Sure.
really ambitious about the classes I was taking, surrounding myself around people who also wanted to do kinesiology. And so it didn't work out just because I didn't take it seriously enough. And I didn't really see myself long term in a position that
I don't
I
think you
would
can see
like.
yourself being a practitioner of it.
No. And let's be honest. I mean, who does when they're 18 years
Right.
old? Who knows?
Yep.
I mean, my brother, of course, Silas knew from the get-go
He
what
did.
he wanted to do.
He did.
And we all saw that, but that's very rare.
It is.
I admire that, and I it's very inspiring, but it's just very rare.
Yeah.
And so then I moved to marketing,
Yep.
my sophomore year. And that was still too broad for me. I took a marketing class and I was like, okay, like I'm getting a little bit of the fundamentals of business, still very passionate about health and fitness. How can I combine these both?
Right. Because you were like, what am I even selling?
Yes.
What am I marketing?
And so I'm sitting in philosophy class one day. And philosophy, I mean, you're a psychologist. Philosophy and psychology, they kind of are yin and yang a little bit.
And you love it. You love deep
thoughts. Oh,
thoughts.
I do, yes. And I was like, what am I going to do with myself? So I search I search health and sales. That's just what I search. And medical device sales comes up. And I'm like, I was just fascinated. At that very point, I was watching YouTube videos the rest of the day about these sales reps just talking about medical device sales and how they broke into it, people they met along the way, the flexibility. And though I'm not there yet, it's something I know I'm very passionate about, because I can talk to people, surgeons, doctors, nurses in these backgrounds, who have done the time and studies of health and in the medical field, who will teach me a lot, things that I already don't know. And so yeah, just something I'm very passionate about, because I get to be in the business side of things, but I also get to still stay in the health and medical side as well.
So things start to click.
Yes. Yep.
So when you look forward 5-10 years, you can start to see a path that it will change. But one of the things I think your generation gets a bad rap for is not having vision and not having clear goals. I don't think that I see that with your generation. You're around them. You're actually in, and I get the privilege of hanging out sometimes with your friends. And what's the truth about the 20 and 21-year-olds in college right now, and where you guys see yourselves once you're done? Because you guys have dreams and hopes and goals. Yeah, definitely. I can't speak for my generation as a whole, but just from what I have seen, we are a very authentic and bold generation in a way where you're right. Some of us in our generation, we're okay skipping some parts of development and of our life that may not be socially acceptable. Like maybe people choose to get married at a different time. Maybe people choose to take a couple years before they go to college, or a lot of gap years happening, just, isn't there? Everything's completely out of order. And I do think that's in part that we are okay. Not that your generation is not, or any other generation is not, but I think we truly are okay being authentic and really listening to ourselves and our intuition and what we want for ourselves. Now, I think whether that is social media boosted, like we see more of that just because of social media, maybe, or we're motivated more because of social media and because of what we see and kind of what we shape ourselves to be, then I don't know. But I really do think it's centered around just authenticity and being real with yourself. You guys seem to think that the sky's the limit, and I do wonder if that's partly social media. Oh, of course. I mean, yes, that's why anything's possible. You've had the internet and you've had AI your whole life. I had to look stuff up in a book, Andrew. Of course, yes. Well, you also have the flex of saying you completed college
without AI or without the
That's
web.
very true.
But
Hey, now I'm not that your dad might be that old. I'm
yeah,
not quite that old. I didn't have the
okay.
internet.
Well,
I didn't have Google. I had to ask Jeeves.
AI is a whole different ballpark. And I will add, yes, we are the first generation. That's how kind of what shapes us a little bit differently than any other generation. We are very digitally literate.
Yeah.
We grew up with phones, iPads, technology. When the older people have troubles with technology, they ask the younger people.
That's right.
And so I think we're starting to see the beginning of AI developing. And I can't help but just think and dream of how AI will be used in professions and how our generation and younger generations are going to contribute to
It's going to
that.
be wild.
Because we are more tech savvy, and because AI is going to be way more technologically advanced than Google or any other web will ever be.
The benefit is your generation believes the sky's the limit because literally nothing's ever been impossible.
Mm-hmm.
You also think everything should be immediate.
That is true.
And that's what I admire so much with your journey of the marathon is, and what you experienced with college too, is, oh, this is not immediate. I've got to grind.
Yeah.
I've got to grind in the marathon.
Yeah.
I have to grind for my bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
Not every class is fun, even in a major you love.
Yeah.
And that's something that your generation's having to develop maybe a little bit more intentionally than mine did.
Yeah.
And I think the other challenge that you and I have talked about, and you alluded to this, social networks in life, real life friends that are ride and die, I think it's a lot harder for your generation because of social media. And I'm not surprised that it takes people a long time to find their people because that's been happening forever. I didn't find my best friends in college till my junior year either, and I didn't have Facebook. And let's be honest, y'all don't either. That's old people social media.
I have Facebook. I use that quite a bit more than.
That makes me feel so cool. I'm in the in crowd then, huh?
I guess so.
Yeah, you're like, no, Karen, no, you're not.
I don't know. I like your posts a lot. I find them very entertaining.
That's kind. I'll pay you later. But it's hard.
Yeah.
So there's this. You guys are so authentic and genuine, and yet you struggle to find real in life friendships.
Right. Isn't that interesting? Because it doesn't seem like it should be so difficult, right? Like, oh, I can go on this platform. I can find people in my area who are interested in this. Oh, don't like that. Don't like, you very much can pick and choose. That's the whole part of the algorithm. Your algorithm shapes what you believe and what you like. And I feel like while that is very good, that's also very bad at the same time. Just because, like you said, it does shape a little bit of that immediacy and void of delayed gratification, where you have to work for a lot of things in life.
Yep.
Not a lot, pretty much all things in life you have to work for and require you to work for. I'm figuring that out. It's networking, meeting people. If I want a job in sales or a job in healthcare management, or maybe that won't be it. Who knows what it'll look like in 5 years? But that's my dream right now. If I want that to happen, no one else can do it except me.
That's right.
And nobody else can put themselves out there and meet the people to get them there except me. And it's really it's weird when you take the time to think about it, how we are the most socially connected generation. But some of us, and even myself, have a hard time connecting with people.
Yeah. In some ways, the loneliest.
Yeah. And again, I feel like I'm just spinning in circles. I don't know if that is from algorithms and just maybe ignorance and self-belief. So you have a hard time connecting and with that level of other people and seeing what they believe in as well. Or if it's isolation.
I do wonder, and I'm sure there's some studies out there. I'm not sure, honestly, entirely how one would study this. Social scientists can figure that out. But you guys have never not had social media.
Nope.
And some of
Yeah.
your generation has been on it more than others, depending on when parents allowed them to have it.
Yeah.
But I do think, just as someone who's older observing,
Yeah.
that it is both why you crave authenticity and want to be so authentic, and why you struggle to actually connect. Here's what I
Yes.
mean.
Double-edged sword.
Yes.
Yeah.
So on social media, and because of AI, so much of what you're seeing is fake.
Yeah.
I will never forget the first time. I don't know if you remember this. The first time I met you, sitting right around in here in this house somewhere, you asked me what kind of TV shows I was watching. And me trying to, do you remember this?
Ooh, were you guys making pork nachos?
Maybe.
That's why I remember. But
you do like
a
food.
bit of a foodie. Yeah.
And I, just trying to be funny and probably out of my own nervousness of meeting at the time my boyfriend's kids,
Yeah.
said, I don't know what's the cool shows right now.
Yeah.
And you scolded me appropriately. You said, what are you actually watching? I want to know what you are into.
Yeah.
You called me out like that.
Yeah. I don't know if I remember that, but
appropriately,
I mean, it seems about right.
You appropriately called me out.
Yeah.
So I think your generation craves authentic because you've been fed so much fake.
Yes.
But you don't necessarily always know how to do it in real life because so much of life's been on a screen for you.
I would agree. I would agree that most of us, and even myself, can be hyper skeptical at times in those situations, just for that very own reason. And if that is like our own bed, so we have to lay in that, if we spend so much time on social media, then it kind of builds us to think that way, or builds myself to think that way. I think that's why it's good to set limits.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to get there. I'm only 20. I'm a college student.
Yeah.
And I spend ample amounts of time on social media.
Yeah.
And it's very, very important to set limits.
I was surprised by this. You and your dad told me that you used to be really shy.
Oh yeah.
I've never experienced you that way.
Still am at heart. Yeah.
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 So what have you done? Because I think a lot of people struggle with that.
Yeah.
And especially this time of year, heading off to college, for those freshmen, for people who are transferring, and honestly though too, for people who are leaving college and starting a new phase of life.
Yeah.
What have you done to overcome your shyness? Because I've always been shy too. So in my heart, I'm shy too. But I think we've both found ways to overcome that and be warm and welcoming. And you certainly are. What would you tell somebody who's like, I'm too shy to go meet people?
I'd break it down to this level where hopefully most people who are listening can understand. When you're shy, what does a shy person do? Well, they don't speak much.
Yep.
What would make a person who doesn't speak often do that? Well, they don't think they can be heard. So for the longest time when I was young, I didn't feel like I could be heard. I didn't feel like what I had to say, think, or joke about, whatever it be, would be heard. And
did you ever get to talk with two brothers and two sisters?
What?
Did you ever get to talk with two brothers and two sisters?
Yes,
okay, so we can't blame them.
No. No, it was just fully
in general
how I thought, and how I think our thought processes and our beliefs and how we see ourselves change over time.
Yeah.
And so really what helped with that was working.
Yeah.
I was a host for 2 years at Smash Park. We were very busy. And I had to talk to people all shift.
Yep.
I had to put myself in situations that were a little bit uncomfortable, and that's okay, because that's what made me
you did the
not
thing
so
you were
shy
afraid
anymore.
of.
Yeah. And now now I want to go pursue a sales job, and now I want to go speak to people.
Yep.
And and get to know them and build relationships. And I think also realizing that I'm still, it's a day-to-day battle with everybody and with building relationships, but understanding the value of relationships, whether it's, okay, I'm just meeting this person for 10 seconds and I help them with directions to the ice cream shop. That's so random, but whether it's that or whether it's a person I'm sitting next to in class, I just realized I need to be more intentional about that. and I still find moments where I'm not so intentional and I'm still in my shell.
Yeah.
But we're really working on that, but more so seeing the importance of it
Yeah.
helped a ton.
I think you're exactly right. One of the things we talk about a lot at AIM Life Solutions, thank you for repping the shirt, by the way. I love
Oh, of
that.
course. Yep.
We talk a lot about if you want something, you have to go get it. And that includes relationships.
Yeah.
So that if you want relationships, we say go first and be weird.
Yes.
And not be weird as in like socially inappropriate, but be brave enough to do what's actually not that weird, but we think is going to be weird. That we're brave enough to say, hi, my name's Karen. What's yours?
Yes.
That's not weird, but somehow in our minds, we think that's going to make us look weird.
Yeah.
That we are brave enough to be weird enough to say, hey, do you guys want to come over to my house for supper? That's not weird, but somehow we get afraid that we're going to be perceived as weird by offering an invitation.
Yeah.
And we tend to, like you said, just kind of lean back and wait to be invited.
Yeah.
Instead of being the people who actually are the invitors.
Yeah, I do. I definitely think you have to. This is a very, for lack of better terms, you just got to flirt with life sometimes.
I love that.
You know, yeah. Not, I wouldn't say take risks. It's not a risk to invite somebody over, but like
it is if they say no.
That is true.
Because they could say no.
Well, that's the worst they can say.
That's the worst.
You know, if they say any worse, then well, they're not a great person. But you know, if they say like, no, like I just hate how your house smells or something like that, then well, that's the worst they can say. But no is normally the worst thing to say. I think, I think sometimes we just overthink it so often, and when it's really just not that deep, you do really live so much of your life and so many actions that you play out in your head, just in your own head. When in reality, the what ifs and the none of it's realistic.
That's right. You got to take the action.
Yeah.
So you are, I don't even want to think about it because I like having you around so much, but you're just a couple weeks from heading off to your...
next week, actually. Next week, Friday.
I hate that. And I love it at the same time for you. What are you most excited about this particular year?
Ooh.
And getting back to your apartment and your classes and your rhythm and aims.
Oh, well, that's the word I like, rhythm. I'm most excited about that. Towards the end of...
Your rhythm in summer has been brutal.
Yeah, it's been hard.
You've been working.
Yeah.
a lot.
I have, you know, it's part of working and trying to get a lot of money, but I've missed out on doing some of the things I like working out. Just because I do have such a physical, hard job, I've missed out on some of that. So getting back into that rhythm of doing that, I'm looking forward to that. Nice. But that's not all I'm looking forward to because that's just such a small part of my life.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to really being intentional about getting in clubs.
Okay. Is there one you wanting to try?
Yeah, I want to get in the sales club.
Okay.
I want to meet my people.
I didn't know they even had that club. That's so cool.
Yes. I want to meet, I mean, it's a university. And that's just why I'm partially disappointed, but also so optimistic for the next 2 years that I have. Because I would say it has so many opportunities.
Yeah.
It's because it is a university.
Yeah.
Of clubs and groups and people to meet. So I'm very optimistic about that and very much so looking forward to that.
So getting back to the gym, since you spend all your time mowing and trimming grass.
Yep.
And getting into the sales club.
Yes.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay. So my last question for you.
Yeah. Bring it on.
You like risk way too much, sir.
I would say I'm a adrenaline jockey.
I'm teasing you because it's not too much. It's too much for my heart.
Yeah.
I got to know biggest adrenaline activity you've done. I've seen you do two things. One of them I actually encouraged, which wasn't really a big adrenaline thing. We went parasailing. It's like very
safe.
Yeah. It makes my heart pitter patter, but it was not you enjoyed, it was not adrenaline for you.
Yeah.
Later I saw you, I didn't see you.
Yeah.
I didn't want to see you. It was going to make me too nervous. You slingshotted yourself.
Oh yeah. Oh, on that ride. Yeah. It's like, oh, I don't even know. In my mind, it was like 1,000 feet in the air, but it was probably only like 400 or 500 feet, but it was awesome. So yes, that, but what is the, biggest risk or
the thing you've done that was the most like, that was awesome? It's because it's not those two.
Yeah.
There's a bigger one.
I would have to say, yeah, just the marathon.
The marathon was
Oh,
the biggest adrenaline. Yep.
100%.
Okay.
And if I could break it down, I mean, I'll be in a nursing home talking about this
Yeah.
someday, just because of what I knew, what it took for me to change values, habits. Okay, I'm tired, but I'm going to go do this anyways. I just got off landscaping, but I'm going to go run this 9 miles anyways because the agenda says I have to. Just knowing like that day that I prepared so hard in every single area, from sleep to recovery, like sauna, diet,
Mhm.
just everything. And then the day of, I was so nervous. I didn't really think I could
Yeah.
do it. I wasn't about to quit, but I didn't think I could do it. And just totally being blown away by um just the ability to do something like that, or have the
Yeah.
gift to even do something like that, when I know so many people struggle to get up each day.
Yeah.
And
So if people
they
say it's hard, that's
yeah,
exactly why you should do it.
yeah,
Because the hard is what makes, we
yeah,
say around AIM, the hard is what makes it great.
yeah. But yeah, the reason why, I mean, that was the most adrenaline I've ever had, was um that's that when the doubt, when you rise to the occasion, even when you
Yeah.
have doubt, it's like you're punching your doubt and punching
Yeah.
the negative side of you straight in the face, and you fully just embrace your ability to do hard things. And yeah, just to push yourself.
Okay.
And so yeah, and it doesn't, I use the marathon just because it doesn't have to just be a marathon of
That's true.
26.2 miles. It can be, oh my gosh, like I studied my butt off for this test and I got
Yeah.
an A, or ooh, really pretty girl, I want to go talk to her. You
Yep.
ended up talking to her and it went great. Uh
So everybody's got to decide what their marathon is.
yeah, decide what your heart is. Decide if you want to stay in comfort, or if you want to go take that risk and see what the other side looks like. So
Well, if I get a vote, I would definitely vote for another marathon
yeah.
over watching you slingshot on a rickety boardwalk amusement park ride.
Yeah, that was a little sketch, but I don't know. The slingshot took a little bit of less effort. Just $35 out of my pocket. That's all.
Fair. Well,
But yeah.
Andrew, this has been awesome. And one of the things
Yeah.
that I hope that people take away is, one, how wise our young generation is.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoy all of our philosophizing
Yeah.
and conversations.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you being willing to share
Of course.
today. And the other thing that I love that you said, that's a good word for all of us, is we have to find our own marathon.
Yeah.
And we have to choose to do the hard things, because that's what helps us all
Yeah.
aim for more.